Last year, Wisconsin-based company 3 Square Market announced its plans to install rice-sized microchips in its employees. The implants can be used to scan into the office building, to purchase food at work, and to log into the computers there.
CEO Todd Westby is back with us to talk about how the program is going so far. So, Todd, what's it been like? How many of your employees at this point have chosen to have the chip implanted, and how many do you have to go?
Yes, to date, we have 196 employees, and 92 of them are chipped to this day.
So welcome back to another video. We're talking about getting chipped, and I'm here with my partner Mike here. He's not normally on video, but we figured we'd mix it up this time. In Wisconsin, there's this company who microchips their workers. So 3 Square Market employees say they were having the chip installed to be part of the larger team and to help develop the technology, right? The chip ceremony was held in the company's cafeteria where a local tattoo artist was on hand to perform the installation. The entire process took about a minute. This is not okay. This is not okay.
It's just like like they're focusing on the idea that it was painless. Like, why does that matter?
Well, you know why it matters, Mike, because when they say it's mandatory, instead of having to volunteer to get it, they just say, don't worry about it. It'll be painless. The way they defend it here, when they talk about it, let me find it.
It sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, it sounds like Black Mirror. It says, the chip is not a tracker, nor does it have GPS in it. So the boss can't track your movements, company officials say. And the first thing that I think about when I read that is they can't track your movements yet. Like, add that little asterisk star.
Which we're in development right now of an actual chip that will be powered by the human body, the heat, and it'll have GPS tracking capabilities along with voice recognition.
Pretty soon, you know, they'll have a heart monitor in that little thing, and so they'll know if you're bored at work or if you're not engaged with the work, and they'll start using little tracker metrics inside of whatever it is they insert into you.
What we've really done with this, I think, is you see a lot of discussion now about implants and how they can, you know, take your heartbeat, get your blood glucose levels. You see Amazon just hiring a top-notch doctor. You see Walmart filing for patents on this. What we've really done is sort of made it acceptable.
Like, this sounds really kind of dystopian, but I've heard, I shouldn't say this because I don't want companies to do it, but I've heard, you know how YouTube has ads and it says, you know, you have to watch 5 seconds, then you can skip? Yeah. There are companies that are doing ads that use the camera of your phone to detect your eyes to see if they're looking at the screen or not. And based on whether your eyes are actually watching the ad, determines if you can continue watching it and get to the video behind it.
It's so smart, but so dumb.
Isn't that smart? Like,
if they can get away with microchipping humans and getting them to volunteer based purely off of being part of the team, like, what else can you do?
What's it been like in terms of their experience? Has anybody said, I want this thing out of me, or?
We've had one employee that's left that had it removed. However, the vast majority of our employees absolutely love the conveniences that having this chip in their hand really brings to them.
in the article, Chris that works here says, I have a coworker who can never keep track of their keys, thus always asking for mine, and no idea what her passwords are. This would be good for her.
If it can be lost, it will be lost. And the very first day that I had this done, I actually had a late night interview and I forgot my ID card, and I thought, I got a chip in my hand. And when I showed up at work, I scanned my hand and I was let in the front door. So it's really a huge convenience factor that...
No, what is this guy talking about? This would not be good for her at all. Just like, how about you be an adult? Just be responsible, you know, maybe have your passwords remembered or in a safe location. So there's another article that renamed it, Wisconsin company holds chip party to microchip workers. It's not good, a chip ceremony. You too can have a company plaque and a company t-shirt for getting microchipped. And imagine just being so proud, I got chipped. Yeah, I'll get a pacemaker because I want to stay alive. I'm not gonna get something inserted in my body so that I can work a job. Like, you literally take home work with you. You cannot separate yourself, work-life balance just doesn't exist anymore.
What happened to like eye recognition, which all our phones have? Why do you have to surgically insert a microchip into your wrist?
And why not just have people use their phone for this kind of thing?
Because this is much more convenient. You can do a lot more really with this than you can your phone, as far as I can log into my computer with this, which I do every day. I can log into my phone with it. Can pay for items if I forgot my credit card or my phone, I can log into work.
Try to normalize it by saying, Professor Jeremy of the Illinois Institute of Technology started microchipping animals in case they get lost. Okay, that's a totally different use case than inserting microchips into humans so that they can unlock their work computer or get into the building. Look, they show a picture of it if you go to the technologyreview.com one, and it just shows him like balancing it on his hand. Dude, get that away from me. This is not a good idea.
Microchip implants are going from tech geek to genuine health tool. And you might be running out of reasons to say no. You might be running out of reasons to say no.
They try to make it cool. When Patrick McMullen wants a Diet Dr. Pepper while he's at work, he pays for it with the wave of his hand. Number one, why aren't you giving your employees free snacks and stuff? You're a technology company, and that's what technology companies do. And then number two, it's still not cool if you wave your hand at the vending machine and it goes off. Like, what are you, 5? Is that cool? Like, like I can just go to the doors of Walmart and wave my hand at the little sensor for it to open. Like, vending machine immediately deducts money from his account. What? Okay, so first of all, I thought this chip wasn't tracking anything other than just letting you in. And now it's tied to your bank account or some account that has money in it. Like, if you need this sort of information to like stay alive, to be healthy, you know, like if you need those numbers, like if you can't feel your heart rate going up, or if you can't feel something in your body going on, but this chip can, and it can inform you that your body's doing something that you need to be aware of, okay, great. Yeah, I'm all for that. But to be able to unlock and pay for food and pay for, you know, whatever, no, hell no, get that away from me.
It's just a gimmick.
Yeah, it's a gimmick. This is all novel uses. If you go to the technologyreview.com one, it shows him holding his hand in front of the little sensor so he can unlock the door. An additional 30 employees have gotten the chips, which means roughly 80 of the company's now 250 employees, or nearly a third, are walking, talking cyborgs. Wow, isn't that cool? Don't you want to be a cyborg? Yeah, that's what they call their employees.
They call them cyborgs?
Because you have technology implanted in, you're a cyborg. Isn't that cool? You get used to it. It's easy. Like, why are they normalizing this?
Won't be cyborg?
You want to be cybros?
Cybros?
That sounds...
Some
cybros. So like, you get used to it. It's easy. They make it sound like it's cool and it's hip.
Like, imagine sitting at the table with a bunch of your coworkers and they're like, "Hey Josh, you got that microchip, right?" And you're like,
It's really creepy how they try to push this in a way that makes it seem normalized to the readers of this. Sam Bingston, a software engineer, says he uses his chip 10 to 15 times a day. At this point, swiping his hand over an RFID reader plugged into his computer is no different from typing his password in, he says. There's another dude. The vice president of finance is so used to his hand to pay for soda at work, he was annoyed when the RFID reader on the vending machine went down a couple of months ago.
like imagine that your life insurance company goes to your work and buys your heart rate data over the past 2 months.
Yeah.
And now they know, well, shit, he's been eating a lot of cholesterol and it looks like he might be kicking the bucket soon, so we're gonna...
Here's one. On Friday afternoon, developer David had a microchip implanted. He plans to use it to log onto his computer, shop, open doors, and whatever else the future may bring. And he said, part of the gang now. I'm excited. Imagine being that much of a company man.
David, no.
I'm part of the gang, guys. Microchip me. Bring me in. What happens when you change companies, dude? You can bring the next company with you? You got to get it taken out now. How do you get it taken out? I imagine inserting a little piece of rice is, you know, pretty easy. How you take it out?
Probably gotta cut it and open it and take it out and...
Yeah, that's like...
But then you're not part of the gang.
This is in 2017 that they started doing this. And it's a slippery slope because you can see that the way that these people are writing about it are trying to normalize it. It was easy. The pinch hurt worse than actually getting it implanted into me. You know, I'm a cyborg now. Isn't that cool? They try to normalize it.
Yeah.
And it's just a super easy, slippery slope to suddenly be like, employee EU74A, we noticed that your heart rate was up around 12 p.m. and you didn't have workup on your computer, and we noticed due to our eye tracking devices that you were not looking at your computer, you were looking away, and we think it had to do with your phone. Can you please explain what you were doing between the minutes of 13:24 and 13:45?
And you know that question there, that can you explain, is just to see if you'd lie, because they know the answer because they're tracking every detail of your life.
Exactly.
Can you imagine in like 20 years, like being like a CEO of a company, or sorry, maybe not CEO, but like one of the data scientists, and you have like a big table and it says like resources, and it's just like a bunch of numbers, an alias, Mike. I'm laughing. I feel like this is a joke. Like, this doesn't feel real. We're just scaling that up to company and employee. So instead of owner and dog, it's now going to CEO and employee. Within no time, you're gonna have a collar around your neck, and the CEO is gonna be.
No, it won't even be a collar. It'll be a wireless collar, and they'll just zap your hand
Yeah.
when you're not paying attention.
Can you imagine if like advertisement companies got this and they could tell like what point of the day you're at your happiest, and that's when they show ads, or like what point you're most like likely to impulse buy or whatever, and that's when they show their ad to you.
And they use all your biological information to, like, you know, test your hormones, test
Yeah.
whatever it is, and then boom. I guess that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please hit like. If it was informative, please hit like. I know it's like not a fun topic, but you know, please hit like. It helps with the algorithm, helps with awareness of this stuff. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of this and this style where we're going back and forth like a podcast. And see you in the next one.